Segment is sponsored by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Join us in preserving and protecting Tennessee's wildlife. All right, you can call us here at 737-7767. We're going to open up our phone lines here for you tonight. But till that time arises, we've got one of my good friends and Brandon's good friends, Jeff Hill. Jeff with MadDad Lures. Jeff, and we appreciate you being here tonight. And you're located right outside your back door is Lake Guntersville.
Yes, it is.
So,
Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's great. But and a lot of big fish are being caught down there. Now it's frog season.
It is.
Really.
It is.
The mats, are they turning brown?
Yeah, a lot of your mats are starting to move out already. You know, we're getting all this water in there and it's raising the water level, and a lot of your mats are starting to break up and move out. You know, and a lot of dead grass. That's time for frogs.
It's time for frogs. It's time for frogs. Well, Jeff, you own a company called MadDad Lures.
I do.
And you've been doing this for a little while. I mean, we've been playing with it. I've been with you a long time, but we've been playing with it. But you finally came out about 3 or 4 years ago with MadDad Lures, and you have increased it. We only had like one 3.5-inch swim bait then that you were making.
We did.
And then, but you started playing with others, and now we got 5 1/4s, and we got
8, 9,
15 inches.
Huh?
You got 15 inches. And
you 15.5-inch worms,
Yeah.
and he brought us a whole Tupperware dish. But swim baits. Let me just say that swim baits kind of was your forte.
It was.
You really went to the markets with the swim baits, and for good reason. Dayton Blair, myself, Brandon Faircloth, all of us were using them, and Larry Holland and all of them were using them, trying them out. Kevin Meeks even was trying them out.
He was.
But we had them out there. But as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is now this is more of a gizzard shad.
That's the color I just come out with this year.
Okay. So this is brand new.
Yeah, it is. It hadn't even been out there. It hadn't even really been fished.
And you've done a lot of the two-tones. A
I
lot
have.
of two-tones.
3.
And you've been playing with the 3s. And you got some 3s that are just amazing. When the Alabama rig came out is when you really shined.
Yeah, that's true.
Because these baits really run true.
They do.
They've got a lot of action, Jeff, in the tail section back here.
Well, you know, we wanted to make something that you could put a 1/8 ounce head on and swim it beside a dock.
Yeah.
But it's still going to have a lot of action, but you can slow it way down.
You can slow it down. That's
you know,
right.
and them fish that's a little sluggish, they'll reach out there and get it. Stays in their face long enough.
Now, I remember you talking to me, the design, you had a step down tail, then you came out with a square tail.
I did.
And then you came out with a teardrop tail, and then you came out with an oval tail. And so you've been playing, you're just a tail man, I'm telling you. but you know, you came out with these, now this one here. Jeff, I've got several of these exact same baits right here in different colors. These baits run the best I've ever seen any of them run. They really have a good action to them. A lot of guys like that action. But this being the new gizzard shad color, you've got any color just about anybody wants, you've got.
Yeah, I do. I do. Any of your main fish bait colors, you know, the indigo color. The indigo color, you know, the blue back chartreuse with the pearl belly, that is an absolute killer on TVR lakes.
Yes. I
mean, they will eat it up.
Yes.
You know, we got different sizes. Starts at like a 3.5. You know, in that, you know, kind of bait, got a 3.5, a 4 1/4, and a 5.
Now this is the 5.
It is.
This is the 5-inch, and I want people to understand. You've got them that actually range a little shorter.
I do.
There's a 4 1/4, and there's a 3.5.
There is.
Which I like to use the 3.5s with this on my dummies.
Yep.
And then on my 2 that I've got hooks on, I like to use a 3.5. But in the middle, I want to use a 5.
Yep. And chartreuse that tail just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Every once in a while, and they will
I want to draw
really
his attention just a little bit to that middle.
Well, you know, that rig puts off a lot of vibration.
Sure does.
Yeah. You know, and it brings them up there. But when they come up there, they see that big one in the back, and that's what they go for.
That's what they go for. It is Alabama rig fishing time. Just, I mean, it's right on the brink.
It is. As soon as that water gets down there about 75,
yeah,
it's going to be on.
And it's not, with these cold fronts like we're having now, it's not going to take long to get there.
That's true. That's true.
But also, you know, even if you're throwing a frog on some of those mats, Gunnersville, and Gunnersville's not the only one. Right. Kentucky Lake's got some grass on it too now, so you can throw that frog on there. If you miss them or you get next to the edge, it's not a bad thing to throw that Alabama rig along the edge of that grass.
That is true.
You subject to get your arm broke real fast. But that's a great bait, and we're going to tell you how to get a hold of it, but that's a MadDad bait. Also, I want to show, this is what I'm just tickled to death with right here. I really am. I love frog fishing. Now, Jeff, tell us a little bit about this, because
that thing is awesome. The good thing about it is it doesn't make any difference. You know, some frogs, if they turn over while you're swimming it don't swim.
That's right.
That one there will swim. It doesn't make any difference.
It doesn't matter.
If it's upside down, if you're up on, you know, lily pads or whatever, and it's upside down, it's still swimming. You know, it comes off that lily pad, lots of times it'll turn over right side up, and you know. But the good thing of it is that it never stops. It doesn't make any difference.
And I love the colors. This right here, the green pumpkin with a little bit of green glitter. I like the green in there too, the highlight green. And then the chartreuse legs. Really puts a great color variation for those bass. Now, what size is this, what you're calling this?
That there's a 4.5.
This is a 4.5. Now, we've rigged it with a weighted hook.
Right.
And it's a wide bend hook.
Exactly.
With a screw lock. It's got the screw lock system in there. Is that what you prefer?
It is, but you know, another thing there is too, it depends on what you're fishing. You know, if they're wanting something real slow, just don't weight the hook.
Just put a regular
hook on it.
A hook.
You know, especially on, you know, you're fishing lily pads and thick grass.
Yes.
Just don't use the weight. You know, but if they're wanting something that's quicker, you know, then you can put that weight on there. You know, if you're fishing grass that's just right underneath the water, they'll come through and blow up on it. If you got a little bit of a weight on it, you know, and you're pulling it a little bit quicker, they're more apt to come and get it.
So you're actually fishing this one like you would a buzz bait?
Yes, I am. If it's weighted.
If you got the weight, and this one's got looks like a 1/4 ounce weight.
Yep.
So if you're using a 1/4 ounce weight or whatever weight, but you're using it like a buzz bait, you're throwing it just retrieving, not burning it, so to speak, but just you want this thing to make noise and you want to hear it.
Exactly.
And it goes bloop 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 bloop. Say it one more time.
The good thing,
yeah, how do you say that
one too is if you throw it on a non-weighted hook, it's going to float.
It won't
float. Sink. Even with the hook in it, you know, we pour floater in them, so it's going to sit there right on top of the water.
Okay, Brandon, those two are mine. So I want to show them this.
Mine are down in the bottom anyway. It don't matter.
I want to show everybody this new.
Now you're getting into
my
game.
Now this is the craze. This is the craze right now, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been watching the Elite Series or the BASS or MLF, Major League Fishing. You know, this is it.
It is.
This is what they're wearing it out on. This is called a chatterbait, and this is MadDad Lures version.
It is
of a chatterbait.
It is.
I love the skirt. You got that thing that's stuck out there like a Hawaiian girl with a grass skirt. I mean, it's way out there. So you can actually put a swim bait, or you can put a crawl, anything, twin tail grub or whatever, behind it to give it more action. But the skirt's going to stay away from it and give it more body look.
Exactly. You know, the main thing that I tried to do with that bait when I started making a chatterbait is, number one, you got to have a strong hook, but you got to have a light hook.
Right.
You don't want a heavy hook because it holds the back end of that bait down. And if it's a light hook, it'll, you know, when that chatterbait's going along the bottom, that tail stuck straight up. Well, you got to have something. You got to have that hook light. And one other thing is it makes a difference on the head. You know, of where the eye comes out of the head of that.
Right.
You know, a lot comes out at a 26 degree or a 30 degree, and I got that one coming out at about a 10 degree. So it's going to let that bait run down a little bit deeper, even though it's a lighter bait. It'll let it dig a little bit deeper.
The other thing I wanted to add to this is if you use MadDad trailers, it's made with virgin plastic, it's going to float.
Exactly.
And it's going to keep that tail end up.
It is.
Off that bottom anyway. So great idea right there, Jeff. I did promise the crappie fishermen, okay? I promised them. So here we come with I hope you got your pen and paper.
Don't let Brandon see them.
I already got to see those.
Which Brandon? We got Brandon here. We got Brandon Fairclough. I mean, we got them all watching tonight. But this, ouch, that is in me.
Can't trust him with sharp objects.
I know. Look at the. I don't know if we can actually. Can you see that? That is a 1/8 ounce chatterbait. Now, Jeff, you may have just revolutionized crappie fish. You know, Wally Marshall may be coming up here to see you.
I hear you. Well, you know, a lot of times crappie, they want a little bit of movement. You know, a lot of times on Gunnersville, because I do a lot of crappie fishing myself. You know, and you throw a jig out there and let it go down, and they might not hit it. But when it's coming back up, you got to constantly sit there and just jiggle it.
You're right.
You know, to get them to react to it.
Right.
Well, there's something that a small kid can catch a lot of crappie on. You know, you throw it out there, count it down 5, 6, 7, start reeling it real slow, and it's going to have the tail action, look like it's really alive, and it catches crappie.
Okay. Well, my producer's telling me we have to go to our tip of the week, so let's go do our tip of the week.
This week's tip of the week's been sponsored by Davidson Farmers Co-op. You can go down and see them on Dickerson Pike, just off of Bradley Parkway, or you can give them a call, 615-860-4774.
All right, Jeff Hill. Now, what would be a great tip? I mean, I want to show this. You tell me why you created this and for the reason. I mean, because that is an awesome looking bait in its own self. Well, what tip could you give us about this?
Well, the main thing of it is a crawfish, you know, when he goes down to the bottom, usually he's got his arm, you know, his legs are stuck straight up.
That's right.
You know, so if you take it, you know, that ain't no bigger than a crawfish. You know, It's about 3, 3 1/4. Put it on a 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce head, depending on, you know, the mat or the grass you're fishing, or, you know, even if you ain't, if you're fishing Percy Priest.
That's right.
You know, that head, it's going to go down quick, you know, but them legs is going to stay up there in the air and keep moving.
I have never in my life seen the videos or anything of a crawfish just laying there taking it like a wolf pup. He's always trying to fight. He's going to fight.
That's true.
And you try to make them look natural, and that's exactly what you're doing right here. So
yeah, and a lot of times, you know, they want a small profile bait. They don't want no 15.5 inch
Well, they don't want him biting his tongue and all that while he's going down.
That's right.
You know, when it gets tough, that's the bait to go to.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you, Jeff Hill, for that. We got to take a small break. We got to hurry back.
We got a recipe in the house.
And it's not blackberry cobbler.
No, they come in, it was cherry cobbler.
Cherry. I told you
that's all right. We'll let him get away with it tonight. We'll be back here in just a minute with some more
He broke
Southern
one of my
Western Waters.
crayons over there.